I don't know how's it going. Um, everybody kind of knows what is going on already, and to be fair, I kind of want to throw my 2 cents in and talk about something that is really stupid to me, and it's for controversy. Or in this case, people throwing controversies and theories like into places where they really don't deserve to be. And I'm talking about this Mortal Kombat 11 controversy thing. Pretty sure, and I'm pretty sure that everybody's kind of like heard through the grapevine of what he has to say about it. But pulling from this controversy, because again, like the article is fine. The article goes on to talk about like controversies in question, Jax's ending, and all these controversies so far. Like, mind you, like these are things that have been popping up from games like for a good while now, or at least games that have been coming out like over the past like 2 years or so. Like, and this is past the little Anita Sarkeesian stuff, man, where basically she was the person who didn't understand the games and whatnot, and she was rallying for female empowerment and whatnot. This one comes from in the wake of Mortal Kombat 11, where that some people are really angry at Jackson's ending because again it's sort of Wakanda-esque, you know. But basically, for those out there who don't know Mortal Kombat, obviously one of the biggest games that come out like in the 90s and whatnot, actually inspired the ESRB, which is nice. But crazy thing is that if you play the game right, since it being a fighting game, you can go through the arcade. I mean, like there's an arcade ending, and then they have a story ending. Like the story ending is basically what's actually happening. Like this is the actual story in question. This is the evolution of the characters and so on and so forth. Whereas the story, or at least like the arcade ending is sort of like a hypothetical. Like this is an exaggerated like possible thing like that could have happened like throughout the story. So it's one of those things. And this one, like this game, it deals with time. Now, every character has a specific ending and whatnot. Like Sub-Zero goes back in time and saves his brother from becoming noob Saibot. Kano, his is that he basically gets whatever he wants. In this case, he gets Sonya and Cassie Cage like fighting him bikinis for his amusement, until he's like, you know what, it's too much for me. I like the chase, which is again, it's fine, right? But Jax's story is that is that he was going to use the time, use the ability to rewind time to basically fix his life. But then he went on to wipe out the slave trade, and because of that, it pissed off a lot of people. I guess possibly because of this Wakanda-esque picture of him and his daughter and everything. I mean, like even his wife is with him and everything. Well, that's nice. However, the weird thing to me is that we have 3 major arguments brewing here. Number 1 has something to do with change in character. This is his story now. This is what he's doing, or at least like this came out of left field and is inspired by Black Panther, wokeness. You have basically the people who care about the ending in question, whereas that like people are taking this game a little bit seriously, where basically it's like, yeah, it's a hypothetical ending that doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things, so why are you speaking up on it if they have an opinion? And then there's ones involving the character, which I feel is that one's sort of like the weak, because I don't think that too many people are really calling in his character, which, to be fair, they probably could have. To be fair, like that could have been a stronger like viewpoint to come at it from, but they didn't do that. Like the strongest one is the wokeness. Oh yeah, that's right. The third one necessarily isn't his character, like that's tied in with the other one. The third one actually is that like people who aren't black just putting this shit like in their games to kind of like pander to people and make them feel a certain way. Now, going from the first one, which is wokeness. Yeah, I get it, wokeness, man, like that's annoying. saying like this character has to have this viewpoint, point, because you're woke and shit. First and foremost, like, look, me personally, I kind of don't care so much as to what's going on with Jax's story because, again, as far as I know, like, Jax's story was the same as Sonya's. Like, they're just there to protect Earthrealm. Whatever comes about with any of this other shit, it just doesn't really matter. But going from that too, because I'll touch on the other controversies that kind of like sparked me to talk about this theme, like at the end of it. But again, it's like Jax's wokeness that makes no sense. All right, it's a hypothetical ending that doesn't. I mean, like that doesn't play a part in anything. I mean, honestly, I would have liked it. I mean, like, because I didn't see all of the endings. I just saw the Jax one, the Kano, and the Sub-Zero one. But based on that, it's like, well, this sort of seems like a Twisted Metal wish to me, where things actually work out in favor of the character. So it's not really that big of a deal to really even worry about. When it comes down to, well, that's the woke argument. Like, that one's just silly. Sorry, I keep hitting my damn boom mic. But that's that one. The other one is basically what the fuck was it? It was the wokeness shit. Then it was the black people who basically like get angry at the story mode thing for no reason. This doesn't matter. I mean again, like in the previous one, Jax died. Like Jax died like in his arcade ending of Mortal Kombat X. Now you look at that and you look at this one, it's like, what's the problem? At the very least, he gets a happy ending in this one, so be happy for that. But again, it's kind of weird how that if a guy in slavery or if Hitman was a character doing this, then yeah, it's a problem. The reason why I say that the character thing, like if they really wanted to kind of push that like as a narrative, then because I know some like that they like to throw up Baraka and Reptile as them being somewhat like slaves in their own right because the Tarkatans are basically just under Shao Kahn's employ because they're his muscle and they're doing what they gotta do to survive. Which again, understandable. The difference is though is that with Baraka doing that, Baraka's only talked about two things: Shao Kahn and the Tarkatans. That's it. Like that is his entire character. Everything he does is for his race. Okay, that's a possible thing for Baraka. For Reptile is the last of his race. So everything about him is getting back to his people. I mean, like, or he's like restarting his race. I can see that. If they wanted to argue something about Jax, then yeah, it would be this last minute change like that they just threw in there that was never with his character. But again, characters can change, and you can put that shit in there to sort of grow the character into something else. And also on top of that too, even if he did do that, he ended slavery, so that's not really a bad thing. It's a good ending for everybody. So that makes no sense as to why people really have a problem with it. It's really silly. On the flip side of that too, is like that I wish that certain people would stop trying to put this shit within a ethnic character's ending because they're trying to be diverse and shit. It's like, I mean, like, if I know anything, like Jax probably would have just tried, man, to make Earthrealm safe, or snuff out the Black Dragon, or some shit like that, or kill off the remnants of basically, man, like go back and kill Ermac for taking his arms and shit. You know what I mean? I mean, like he has his arms here, so most likely it's like that never happened. God damn it, I keep hitting the fucking boom mic. But you see that he doesn't have that problem now, so really I don't get it. Like this entire thing is kind of silly. I mean, again, I know that I made a video talking about the clothes and shit, but at the very least, like when I got angry at that, like that was something that was, hey man, like we're catering to people who basically don't play our games anyway. We're doing it for them to make them happy. But the reality of it is, like, yeah, like this is a game where you murder people. Like literally, man, like the fatalities murder your opponent. Which again, take with it what you will, but still, it's like when I think about it, it's like you're talking about a different realm, a different land of people, and you just spat on that because you kind of want to make somebody who doesn't care about your game happy. or that they don't care about it beyond like the 1 week that they're gonna play it. Is that kind of shit. And I can understand that, but it's like, ugh, no. But yeah, like this whole controversy shit, like it has been bothering me for like the longest while. I mean, like in my previous video of talking about like that Jade shit, I mean, like it's already bad enough that basically everybody has a problem with like if you want sexy women in your game, put them in your game. Who gives a fuck what anyone else says? This is your creation. Do it. Now, I personally don't care about. I mean, like I know that my previous video it made me sound like that I cared a lot about it, but in actuality, it doesn't fucking matter. It's a fighting game. You know what I mean, fight, do your shit, and move on. I mean, you know, like if this is their iconic look and you're just taking it away, then yeah, that's a problem. I mean, like I can sit here, man, and complain all day, man, or at least man, like talk about specific shit, man, with fucking Liu Kang and him being shirtless and fucking like Katana isn't, or man, like that they're covering up her goddamn legs and thighs and shit. In the same, like in the reality of things, they're still true to how they're supposed to look. Liu Kang still wears his Great Kong Lao gear, not a problem. Katana still wears blue hairy spans, not a problem. So there's really nothing to really complain about there. The problems that I have though, usually like when it comes to these kind of conspiracies though, is that people tend to put everyday politics within these games that don't necessarily have to be there. Again, the Wolfenstein shit. That makes no fucking sense. Okay? Like the game has always been about like fighting Nazis, and the people like just political views just got in the way, and now it's a thing. You know what I mean? Like talking about politics, talking about things like in the real world and shit. I mean, like the Division 2 like just got put under that. Semi-like just got put under a microscope because they're talking about, is this talking about man, the left and right? Is there a political statement? Because man, like you got these people over here, and then man, like there's a collapse of society, and there's man, like a civil war, and like man, the military and these sleeper agents, like they're trying to fix the world and shit. Like it's just a video game. It's just an idea that somebody had. They made a game out of it and they sold it to people. It's no deeper than that. But apparently, you know, it's like, yeah, man, like, man, it's about this and it's about that and it's about that. And it's like, you gotta cut that shit out. You guys really have to cut that shit out and just let games be games. I mean, regardless of how you feel, regardless of the arguments you make, regardless of the things you get mad about, it's just a game. It's just a game. I mean, honestly, I'm kind of only talking about this shit because, again, every so often, it just a brand new problem for something just pops out of nowhere. But either or, all right. I will see you guys on the next Jongravesshow. Just understand that I don't really care about the clothing thing, about Jax's ending, about how people feel about Wolfenstein, or how they feel about Mortal Kombat in a whole, or any other political view, man, when it comes to a video game. Every time somebody says that shit, I feel as though that they just took it off the deep end and they just don't understand the product in question. But I'll see you next time. I'm out. And these are just games. Just have fun. Later.